Okay, so this video is for all my auditory and visual learners who like to hear things and see things at the same time in order for them to understand. The question says that we need to calculate the mean and the standard deviation of this set of group data. Now, if it wasn't group data, you would take your calculator and you would type it in on your calculator and you would use that to find it. But because it's group data, we have to use that scary formula that they give us. So this is the question. It says it has ages of people in a local social group, okay? And the only information that was given to us was this part over here. It said here's the age groups, okay? So 5 years to 9 years. 10 years to 14 years, 15 to 19, 20 to 24, 25 to 29. And within those groups, the frequency of whatever that they measured in over here is 4, and then 5 and 6 and 2 and 3. What does that mean? It means that there are 4 people that fit within 5 and 9. There are 5 people that fit within 10 years and 14 years, etc., etc. Okay, what I went and did was I created this table, and I did that by first calculating the midpoint. Okay, how do we work out the midpoint? I wrote it here for you. So you take the 5 plus the 9 on your calculator, you work it out, and then you press divide by 2, and it gives you 7. And you do that for each one of these little intervals that you have over here, right? And that's the numbers that I've calculated over here. Then I took each of the frequencies, so 4 multiplied by 7, that's what I wrote over here. 5 multiplied by 12, 6 multiplied by 17, 2 multiplied by 22, and 3 multiplied by 27, and that's what it gave me over here. And then what I went and did over here, so I'll talk about these adding parts in a bit. What I did over here is I took this midpoint values that I given, so 7, 12, 17, 22, and 27 that we just calculated, and I squared each one of them. So on your calculator, you just type in 7 and the square button, and it gives you 49. 12 square button, and it gives you 144. 17 squared gives you 289, 22 squared gives you 484, and 27 squared gives you 729, sorry. I ran out of space over here because I was writing so big, but this part here actually fits over here. It's the next part where I'm taking each of these numbers over here and I'm multiplying it by each of the frequencies. So I took them, I wrote each of these numbers, 49, 144, 289, 484, and 729, and I multiplied it by each of these numbers in the frequency. So times 4, times 5, times 6, times 2, times 3. Okay, and I worked them we worked each one of these out. Okay, let's go back to the adding. I said for this one, you just add all of these numbers, and it gives you 22. For this one here, you add all of these numbers, it gives you 315. For this one here, you add each of these numbers, and it gives you 5,805. Now that you've created this table, you basically created or worked out the information for this formula. And this formula looks really, really scary. If you look at this in a test, you are going to freak out because, I mean, it's got sigma in there. It's got so many things happening at once. But we actually calculated all of this here. They all fit into their respective places here. And I color-coded it for you, and I even wrote it down over here that I'm color-coding it and making it a little easier for you. So this number that you calculated over here is actually this number over here, because sigma means sum. So we just worked out the sum of each of these midpoint squared times frequency. That's what we did. But you don't have to stress too much about that. All you need to know is how to create this table and how to put the values that you calculated into their respective places. So this one over here goes first over there. This number over here, this number over here that you added, this 315, actually fits in over there. And the number of numbers that we have, the frequency, if you add all the total numbers, this 20, it actually just fits in over there. and you just type it in or write it out first and then type it in on your calculator is exactly that. So you write this out, those numbers in their places. Okay, type this in on your calculator, press equal, and you're going to get that answer. Alright, and this one over here says find the mean. So we need to work out the mean. We did the standard deviation. I just did that with you right now. For mean, we know that if it's group data, you have to work out the midpoint and multiply it by frequency. But we did exactly that. We worked out the midpoint, we multiplied it by frequency, we totaled it, and it gave us 315. So we're going to just say 315 divided by the amount of numbers that we had, which was 20, and you type it in on your calculator and press equal, and you're going to get that. I hope that this helped you out a little bit.